Hi boys and girls! Today we have a wonderful science lesson. Welcome! We are going to learn about the rainforest habitat. Now I know you've heard the word habitat before. Yes, that's right, habitat. It means the home where animals live. And so we are looking at the rainforest in South America. Do you remember that big continent below North America? That's right, South America. And we were talking about Colombia. And the part of Colombia, a big part of it, is the rainforest. And we are going to look at the animals that live in the rainforest and talk about them. I hope that you will enjoy today's lesson. Now, when you look at the rainforest, in this lovely collage we have here, you would see that there are many different plants and animals that live in the rainforest. The rainforest is very big, and we call it the rainforest because a lot of rain falls in the forest. And it has so many trees. Now, the forest has different layers, we call them. Here we have the floor or the forest floor. This refers to the plants that live very low down in the forest, like the grass. And we have another layer with the smaller trees, like the shrubs. It's called the understory. And then we have this layer, which is the canopy. It's a huge layer with these type of trees that grow taller than the shrub and the grass. The canopy, and a lot of animals live in the canopy. And then we have another layer way up top, trees that are going really high, a few trees that are really tall, and it's called the emergent layer. But the main layer that we focus on is the canopy. So many animals live in the canopy. Let's look at the different animals, and perhaps you can tell me which one is your favorite. Okay, in the floor layer we have the jaguar. Yes, it's a wild animal. It eats other little animals, that anything it can find, even frogs, little deers that it can find, and agouti, which you will see in your paper as well, and maybe even snakes and lizards. That's right. Here we have the frog. Now, some frogs are nice and friendly in the rainforest, and some are very poisonous. And there's one called the poison dart frog, and it's blue. You have to be careful with that one. Here we have the canopy layer, where we have a lot of animals like snakes. They live in the branches, the birds, the monkeys. The smaller birds live here in the canopy, and they all get along with each other at some point. But sometimes the snakes would eat the birds and even try to eat the monkeys. And if the monkeys come down, the jackal will try to eat the monkey too. So they find nice protection way up high here in the canopy. And do you remember this? Yeah, the parrot from Colombia. That's right, the South American parrot. And we had the toucan. This is a special type of bird too. So they live higher up because they can fly so high up. Boys and girls, we even have butterflies living in the rainforest. They fly low down, and sometimes they go high up as well. It's so interesting with all the different animals in the rainforest. Look at the video as we see how these animals live in the rainforest. Boys and girls, today we are going to do a lizard craft. So to begin, I got a template from on the internet, yes, Google search. I put it on the green paper. I take the scissors and yes, I cut it out there, like, you know, go right around. You can hold it down nicely and cut it out. Alright, here we have a completed one that I cut out. So this is the body of our lizard. Now you can use a paper punch and your yellow colored paper to get the spots. So I can do some lovely small circles to make the spots on our lizard. I use my glue and I stick on the spots in not any special pattern, but it's all along the back of the lizard. Here we have some yellow spots on our green lizard, and our lizard runs along the forest floor and sometimes it gets eaten by other animals, but if it's quick enough then it doesn't get caught. There we have it. We have some lovely yellow spots on the lizard. And boys and girls, we have to put in the eyes. So you can use a marker to draw in the eyes, color them in. That's right. You may also use googly eyes if you have them, those plastic googly eyes. You make them about the same size. There we have our lovely forest lizard. I'm going to just put a little bend on it like this so that it can stand up a bit. Okay, when I do it like that, see, it begins to stand up there. So see, our lizard is all done. Very beautiful, looking like it's crawling away. Wonderful. Boys and girls, we have an amazing animal here. Do you know which animal this is? That's right, it's a snake. And it's a very special snake. Let's ask about the snake.
Sure. So this particular snake is called a ball python, and it's from rainforests. Do you see the tongue, kids? These snakes have particular patterns on their backs, and that's how they identify. This particular snake is a male, and it eats rats. We can tell that it's a male because of the size of it, and as well as right here. So this one is very well behaved as it's been in captivity, but in real life they kill their prey by constricting. They are not poisonous or venomous. They instead squeeze the rats until they die.
I can touch it because it's very tame. This one is not a wild one, but the wild ones that live in the rainforest, they don't respond so well to humans. But I'm glad that we have this one, and it's been very tame.
Yes, so what he's doing right now is trying to explore. He's using his tongue to sniff. I don't know if you can see, but he's smelling the air particles and finding his environment via that method. His eyesight is not as good as ours, but he smells and sees with his tongue, and that's how they eat too.
Do you have a special name for your snake?
This one's called Snakey too.
That's right. Okay, it was fun hearing about your snake.
Would you like to hold him?
Sure. That's right. Here we have our lovely python snake. It's amazing. It is so wonderful. This experience is great. I love holding the snake. Have fun. with your snaky number 2.
Thank you.
This is our next craft. We are going to do a snake. First, we cut out strips of paper. I have 4 yellow pieces and 4 red pieces. We are going to use them to make our snake. We have to put the yellow over the red like this. I'm going to stick it down so that we get a nice firm grip. Here we have it. Our yellow paper goes over the red strip. And then we have to fold it. So you begin to fold like this. There. And then this piece goes over gently and firmly. And then we continue folding all along like this, so that we have our snake body with some life to it. What we call 3D expression or 3-dimensional expression. We have a lot of lovely folds going on. And when we open them out, we will see a nice pattern of yellow and red. Sometimes you can choose a different set of colors, 2 different colors. Some people like perhaps red and white or yellow and green. And you have it with 2 different colors, but I chose red and yellow. So there we have our last fold. I'm going to just stick it so that it stays. And I'm going to do is to cut out this little extra piece here. There we have it. So when you open it out, it's going to look something like this. You do the same for the other pieces of paper. You fold them the same way. Here I have them all completed. So I have my 4 different pairs of strips. I'm going to stick them together so that I can make the snake's body longer. So let's get them together. Here we have 1, 2, stick them together like this, squeeze it in so that it sticks nice and firm. That's right. And we're going to have a bit more here so that we lengthen the snake's body. Some on this side. That's right. And we squeeze them in again so that they stick nice and firm. And here we have the tail. Put enough glue so that it can stick nicely and firmly, and squeeze it in so that you have it staying there. So we are beginning to have a nice long body for our snakes. If the glue comes out, you can always add more glue to your snake. Now we have to put in the head for our snake. I have cut out the shape. I folded a piece of paper like this. My head is yellow and I've cut it out in the shape. So you cut along. And inside, I have cut the part in a sort of a rectangle. So it looks like this. Now I'm going to take the rectangle and stick it on to the front here so that we have our head attached to our snake's body. There you go. Just like that. There. Wonderful. We have a lovely snake head right there. And it's going to pop out because of the fold. We have to put in some snake eyes and the snake tongue. So I'm going to put in the snake tongue just like this. You put the glue, put it in as long as you would like it to be. That's right. And you can use googly eyes or you can use your marker to make your snake eyes. I'm going to use the marker for my snake eyes. So there we have our lovely snake eyes. And we have the snake that has a nice curly body. There you have it. Your snake that lives in the rainforest. In your packet, you will find this worksheet. It's about the rainforest and the animals that live there. We have the toucan, the boa constrictor, spider monkey, a nice butterfly, the morpho butterfly, tapir, capybara, a jaguar, and an agouti. You color them nicely. Do your best work. Make the forest look alive. You also have this worksheet. It says write a sentence about each animal: the toucan, the jaguar, the tapir, and the spider monkey. Ask Mom to Google facts about these animals, and you can write a sentence for each one. Do your best work. Remember to begin with an uppercase letter, end with a period, and put your name at the bottom. Today we looked at the rainforest. Do you remember the different layers of the rainforest? Let's list them. Here we have the forest floor. Then we have the understory, the canopy with all the big trees, and the emergent layer. We also looked at all the different animals that live in the different layers of the forest. We did a lovely snake craft, and we did also the lizard. Now the yellow spots help to camouflage the lizard. That's right. Rainforests are very important. The trees, they attract rain so that we can have water, and the leaves give off oxygen for us to breathe. I hope that you encourage others to take care of the rainforest. Bye.